Alright guys, in today's lesson we're going to solve quadratic linear systems graphically. And just like when we solved systems of linear equations, okay, our solution is where the two functions intersect. Okay, so this is a real basic quick multiple choice question. So we have a quadratic function and we have a linear function, and those are already graphed here. Okay, the solution to this system of equations is going to be where they cross. So they happen to cross in two places here, this point and this point. These are your two solutions. Now this point from the origin is left 2 and down 3. So our first solution is negative 2, 3. Our other point where they cross is right here at 1, 0. So it says, which of the following is the solution set of the equation? Now, either one of these points would be the answer. Only the first one shows up. It's actually negative 2, negative 3. So that's our answer, choice 1. All right? There are three possibilities here. We could have two solutions like we do here. If they only cross once, then one solution. Or if they don't cross at all, no solutions. And you'll see an example of each of these as we go. All right, so if you look at the next question, it says the quadratic equation x squared plus 2x minus 8 is shown on the grid. They already graphed that equation. All right. So they're asking, what are the values of x that solve this equation? They're basically asking here, what are the roots? All right. The roots here are negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and positive 2. All right. Now, the reason why they're doing this is we don't want you to confuse the roots of a quadratic, which cross at the x-axis, with the solutions to a quadratic linear system. So we're going to point out how these two things are different. B, graph the line g of x equals 2x plus 1 on the grid. Now, hopefully you could do this slope-intercept. This is our slope, right? The number in front of the x, the constant's the y-intercept. So you start at plus 1, and you go up 2 and over 1. All right, you keep going up 2 and over 1. This is one point where they cross. And if you extended this down, it would cross a second time. So I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go down 2, left 1. All right, connect the dots. All right, C says, what are the solutions to this quadratic linear system? The solutions are where they cross, right here and here, these 2 points. So this is negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 3, negative 5 is one solution. And the other solution is over to the right, 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So positive 3, 7. All right. The main thing here is if you know how to use the graphing calculator, these questions are going to be a breeze. All right. So question number 3. All right. We're going to graph the quadratic linear system and on the same set of axes, and we're going to determine the solutions. All right. So here we go. We're going to graph. What I recommend is you graph one equation at a time to start out, and then you're going to go back and put them both in. All right, so I'm going to graph x squared plus 2. All right, hopefully you realize that this is a graph that's just going to shift up 2 from the center, from the origin. All right, so I need points to the left and points to the right is 0. So I go to my table, and remember, you know you have the best window when the top number and the bottom number are the same. They're both 11. So this is what I want to do. I want to go from negative 3 to 3. All right, actually negative 3, 11 is not going to fit. So I'm going to start at negative 2, 6. So left 2, up 6. The next point's negative 1, 3. Left 1, up 3. Then you got 0, 2. Then you got 1, 3. Over 1, up 3. And then you're going to plot the 6. Right? Connect the dots. All right? Now I'm going to graph the other equation. All right? And especially if you have trouble with slope-intercept, you could really put this equation in, negative x minus 4. Hit graph. That's going to be a line. All right? We don't need every single point on the line, but we want to get a few points. So I'm going to start probably like negative 4, wherever it crosses the x-axis. That's where I want to start. All right, here's where I'm going to go. I'm going to start at negative 4. All right, so we got negative 4, 0. We got negative 3, negative 1. All right. We have negative 1, negative 2, negative 2. Negative 1, negative 3. 0, negative 4. I think you can see that we have enough points. I'm going to connect the dots. All right. Remember, the solution is where they cross. Hopefully you notice these two equations, they don't cross. What does that tell me? There is no solution. All right. All right. I'm going to do 2 more examples with you real quick. All right. So the next one, number 4. All right. Again, we're going to solve the following systems of equations graphically. Now, on this time, you're going to really see how the calculator is going to help you. You really couldn't see that yet. Now is the time where you would see that. Remember, in order to graph it, it's got to be y equals. So I'm going to put in the first equation, x squared plus 4x plus 3. Go to the graph first, get a feel for what it looks like. All right, you should see that this graph is shifted slightly left. So we're going to need mostly negative values of x. So I'm going to go to my table, and I know this is the window I want because the number on the top for the y matches the number on the bottom for the y. And then you'll see that goes 8, 3, 0, negative 1, back to 0, back to 3, back to 8. These are my values I want. All right, so I'm going to plot this point. All right, these points. I'm going to pause it while I plot it.